Let's talk to the Chief Financial Officer at MTN Nigeria, Mr. Modukwe Kadri. Great to have you on the show, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
So we're seeing a turnaround there with the earnings for the first half of the year. But beyond, the exchange rate environment, I remember when it was all about exchange rate losses. That has changed now. What were the biggest operational and financial decisions that made this recovery possible?
I think and thanks for having me. So if you do recall, we did have our AGM, and where we did announce some 5-point programs. So we implemented all the 5 things. Amongst them was the fact that we're going to renegotiate our tower leases to reduce our forex exposure. We also did say we wanted to reduce the amount of gearing on our balance sheet in terms of our foreign loans. We did that. And of course, we also benefited from the macroeconomic stability in terms of stable exchange rates, which, all reduced the losses that we brought forward. So fast forward 18 months on or 24 months on, you'll see that most of the things we did say we were going to do, we have achieved and accomplished. And that's what helps get the recovery back on track, in addition to the 50% tariff increase that was granted by the regulators.
All right, so it's not all about the tariff increase, at this point, but we see telecom companies continue to invest billions of naira in network expansion and digital infrastructure. How do you balance, those long-term investments with delivering consistent returns for shareholders?
Okay, so the reality is that Nigeria is still a growing market, has a growing youthful population. So if you look at the year-on-year growth in subscribers, that gives you an idea. It's almost 10% up. And of course, in terms of data subscribers, the same thing. So it tells you there is a demand. And what we've seen is that every time we put in capacity on the ground, it's utilized or congested, which then means that we've actually changed our living habits or lifestyle in terms of how we actually consume content. So if you look, most people these days don't necessarily watch terrestrial TV. I would want to assume that a good number of your followers or viewers are watching on data platforms like, YouTube or things like that. So that's what happens with time. So how do you balance that? I think the first thing is that we must make sure there is a business case to support the continued investments. Between January 2025 and June 2026, MTN Nigeria has invested 1.6 trillion naira in capex. So we're actually making those investments to improve the quality of service, basically within across the nation. And I must say up front that apart from these conscious investments, there are some things that are outside our control, like fiber cuts where people vandalize the fiber infrastructure, which then affects the quality of service. Things like when landlords lock out the tower providers and they can't provide diesel, or generally lots of misdemeanor going out there. So all these things, we are doing our possible best to try to make sure that the customers have the best network quality possible, given the circumstances we face. But the investments are being made. That's the key point I want to make.
All right, definitely. We'll keep tracking, those investments. But looking ahead, what do you see as the biggest financial risk facing Nigeria's telecom industry over the next 12 to 18 months?
Well, biggest risk, financial risk, I don't know. I think it's just more of ensuring that we have macroeconomic stability. And I think to a large extent, the central bank is doing a good job in terms of keeping the naira stable, because if you do recall, the bulk of our capex investments are actually, imported foreign equipment, telecoms equipment, and then you need to have access to forex to that. So, the central bank has, made it easy for you to have access to forex. It's made it easy for you to buy it at stable rates, and so you can plan and build your business around that. So if that is in place, I think that is the greatest worry that I would have personally.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Modukwe Kadri. I guess I'll see you again for the second half at this point.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me.
Thank you.